and explanation. Explanation of the title. Verses delineating the 8 consciousnesses. Verses. The work is written in verse so that it can be easily remembered. However, it is not so easily understood without an explanation or without having first studied the doctrinal teachings extensively. The verses are divided into 4 sections of 12 lines each. The first section explains the first 5 consciousnesses, and the remaining 3 explain the 6th, 7th, and 8th consciousnesses respectively. The first 8 lines of each section explain the normal characteristics and functioning of the consciousness, while the final 4 lines explain the characteristics and functioning after the transformation of consciousness into wisdom. Delineating. The Chinese, guizhu, literally means compass and T-square. In other words, the verses map for us the boundaries and characteristics of the 8 consciousnesses.
8 consciousnesses. Consciousness is used exclusively in the sense of distinction-making activities of the mind, which include both the making of the distinctions and the distinctions made. Conscious awareness and what is normally unconscious are both considered aspects of consciousness in the Buddhist sense of the word. The 8 consciousnesses are: 1. Eye consciousness or seeing. 2. Ear consciousness or hearing. 3. Nose consciousness or smelling. 4. Tongue consciousness or tasting. 5. Body consciousness or tactile feeling. 6. Mind consciousness or cognition. 7. Manas, the defiling mind consciousness which is the faculty of mind, and 8. Alaya, or storehouse, consciousness. They are described in detail in the discussion of the verses themselves.
The author. By Tripitaka Master Hsuan-Tsang of the Tang Dynasty. Tripitaka is Sanskrit word meaning 3 baskets. It refers to the Buddhist canon with its 3 divisions Sutra, Vinaya, and Abhidharma. A Tripitaka master is one who has thoroughly mastered all 3 divisions. Tripitaka Master Hsuan-Tsang was one of the foremost translators of Chinese Buddhist texts and a great enlightened master, in his own right. He lived during the early Tang dynasty, a golden age for Buddhism in China. During his early years as a monk in China, he became aware of a number of doctrinal controversies concerning the Mahayana teachings, particularly those of the Yogacara. He then decided to journey to India to resolve his own doubts and to bring back authoritative texts that would help establish the correct teachings in China. After his 14, or according to some, 17-year journey, he established a translation bureau under imperial patronage. He succeeded in translating the major Yogacara texts as well as many others. His teachings and translations served as the foundation for what was considered the orthodox consciousness-only school in China.
Text and commentary. Part 1, the first 5 consciousnesses. The direct, veridical perception of natural states can involve any of the 3 natures. All distinction-making consciousness has as its most basic distinction that of subject and object. The functioning of the subject component of consciousness is also of 3 types, known as the 3 modes of knowledge. Direct, veridical perception is the first. The others are inference and fallacy. Fallacy includes dreams and hallucinations. Only veridical perception functions within the fields of the 5 consciousnesses: seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, and touching. Likewise, a state refers to the object component of consciousness. The object component is classified as being one of the 3 kinds of states. 1. Natural state. 2. State of solitary impressions. 3. State of transposed substance.
The natural state refers to states that perceived aspects of consciousness as they really are, that is, undistorted by the attachment to self and other or by attachment to dharmas. The natural state is unconditioned by mental causation. The second kind, solitary impressions, has no basis in the states as they really are, but consists of imagined categories of the 6th consciousness, such as the hair of a turtle or the horns of a rabbit. The third, the state of transposed substance, refers to states that are distorted by false thinking and ultimately by the mark of a self. Only the first of the 3 kinds of states, the natural state, occurs in relation to the 5 consciousnesses. Every moment of consciousness can also be characterized as having a moral nature. Again, the analysis is threefold. The three natures are the wholesome, the unwholesome, and the indeterminate. Consciousness characterized by a wholesome nature tends towards the creation of good karma, whereas that of an unwholesome nature tends to create evil karma. The indeterminate nature is neutral, neither good nor evil. Since the five consciousnesses do not contain the potential for making moral distinctions, by themselves they are only indeterminate in nature.
Because the five consciousnesses always arise together with the sixth consciousness, which does distinguish good and evil, the five consciousnesses do partake of all three natures insofar as they are intimately connected with the sixth consciousness. As the first five consciousnesses function, the sixth consciousness simultaneously makes moral determinations of their contents. Apart from the activity of the sixth consciousness, the causal relationship of the first five consciousnesses to their state sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and tactile objects is exclusively in terms of direct veridical perception. Three consciousnesses, eyes, ears, and body, occupy two grounds. The analysis now moves to what we might call the vertical dimension and informs about the levels of the conditioned world on which the five consciousnesses arise. The two grounds refer to the first two of the 9 grounds. The 9 grounds are as follows.
A. The first ground is comprised of the realm of desire, which includes the 5 destinies of hell beings, hungry ghosts, animals, asuras, humans, and the 6 desire heaven portion of the destiny of the gods. B. The second, third, fourth, and fifth grounds are the 4 dhyana heavens, and C. The 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th grounds are the 4 stations of emptiness. The 9 grounds. The formless realms. Also known as the 4 stations of emptiness. 9. Neither cognition nor non-cognition. 8. Nothing whatsoever. 7. Infinite consciousness. 6. Infinite space.
The realm of form. 5. Fourth dhyana, stage of renouncing thought. 4. Third dhyana, stage of the wonderful bliss of being apart from joy. 3. Second dhyana, joyful stage of the arising of samadhi. 2. First dhyana, joyful stage of leaving production. The realm of desire. 1. 6 desire heavens and the destinies of humans, asuras, animals, hungry ghost, and hell dwellers.
All 5 consciousnesses function in the realm of desire, that is, on the first ground. On the second ground, eye dash, ear dash, and body consciousness function, but nose consciousness and tongue consciousness do not function, because at that level, i.e., at the level of the first dhyana, the smell and taste objects of perception do not exist, nor does the type of morsel nourishment which is connected with smell and taste. In the first dhyana, nourishment takes place through contact rather than through the eating of meals comprised of morsels of food, the first of the 4 types. Ordinarily we think only of nourishing our bodies through the intake of ordinary food and drink. However, the Buddha Dharma distinguishes 4 kinds of nourishment.